Hi everybody, it's Alan with Exploring with the Smiths. Yes, I know it's been months since we have posted a new video for you guys. And we had good reason. We had the pandemic. And unfortunately, last season, a large percentage of our travels were in Northeast Ohio, and that was mask central. Whether you believe in masks, don't believe in masks, believe in lockdowns, don't believe in lockdowns, it was going to make it difficult to A, do our traditional lunch, and B, do our traditional either bike ride or hike or museum tour. So we just elected to just postpone all of those planned trips to the 2021 season. And today I've got another great bicycle trip for you, you rail trailers out there who follow our channel. This is a very special rail trail to us. Now I'm going to go up into the corner here and I'm going to show you how to get to this rail trail, especially those of you who are coming from outside of the state of Ohio and would like to check this trail out, because it's one of the better trails. It was my first trail, and we'll talk about that in the video once we get the video rolling. And here I will show you in relation to Columbus, Ohio, the capital of Ohio. And if you live in Ohio and you've never done rail trails and you're a cyclist and you just stumbled onto this channel, I highly encourage you to get off the roads, guys. I wouldn't ride on a road if it was in a suburban neighborhood, to be quite honest with you. I'm in the service business. I travel a lot in a vehicle all over the north part of Columbus, Ohio, on the suburbs. And I tell you guys, the way people drive, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Get a carrier for your car. It's not super expensive to get a nice hitch put on your car. Pretty much every vehicle can be outfitted with a 2x2 or a 1 1/4 inch hitch to put a bike carrier on the back, a proper bike carrier, so that your bicycle's secure. It's a one-time investment, and you're on your way to Ohio's rail trails. They're literally everywhere. So you'll see here that it's northeast of Columbus. It's up here in Johnstown. Now, this is one of the early trails that was done on an abandoned railroad line. And it runs from Johnstown all the way down to Newark. It does terminate on the east side of Newark, and then off of the east side of Newark you can also travel over. It doesn't connect yet, unfortunately, is the Black Hand Gorge Trail, one of our favorites. It is a shorter trail, but it is amazing with the scenery. You run along the Rocky Fork Creek. There's rapids. It's an amazing time to go there. They also have a nature trail. If you don't like to bicycle, you can go there and just hike the nature trails. Black Hand Gorge. We have a video. Go back and find it, watch it. And again, you'll see here where it is located. If you're coming up down 71, you're coming up 70. We'll go down here. I'll show you 70s right here. You don't have to go all the way into Columbus. Obviously, you could want to hit this Route 13 right up to Newark. You could ride it from Newark to Johnstown back. I'm going to tell you this big tip, and this is the tip, and it'll be in the video. When you're riding to Johnstown, either from Granville, Alexandria, Newark, it is an upgrade and it will get you. So it's one of those creeper upgrades where it's not so bad, and after about 5 to 10 miles you're starting to feel the burn, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, we're up here in Johnstown. We started in Johnstown. That was the historic place I started. When I first discovered rail trails years and years ago, I was living in Westerville, Ohio, and there was a great little bicycle shop there. And I had a bicycle. I used it to ride on campus to go to class. And the gentleman that ran the bicycle shop told me about the rail trails, and there was this little booklet. You know, we're talking pre-cell phone, pre-Google here, right? And they had a booklet on all of the rail trails in Ohio at that time. We're talking 1990, 1991. And you can see here, since it was close, here's Westerville right there. That's where I lived at the time. I got one of those latch-on bicycle racks for my Volkswagen Jetta, and I proceeded to go out to Johnstown and do my first rail trail ride. I highly encourage you to go back and look at the latest video from last year that was Are You Ready for the Rail Trails, or Preparing for the Rail Trails, and watch that, and I'll tell you the story in that video, what happened on one of those rides, because I used to do this a lot. It was something that I would do to basically escape and to get out into nature, as it were, and to clear my mind and forget about the things that life can bring at you. So that's the other great thing about this hobby, folks, not just the hiking and the biking, but the rail trailing. It's a good way to get some peace in your life and to get some exercise too. So yeah, we're running from Johnstown down through Old Alexandria, the old rail station, the old train station that was there for years. It was long since gone, but there is the footprint of it. And on into Granville, historic Granville. We've done videos on that. Go back and watch those. Great place. Granville Inn for lunch or dinner. Highly recommend. If it's nice weather, you can sit out on the patio. And they typically have live music on the weekends. And then on into Newark. I'm not super familiar with Newark. I know they have a historic downtown area. It used to be a big industrial center. It's since that has kind of dissipated a lot in the United States, it's kind of morphed into service businesses. There's still some light manufacturing there, so it's a nice little area. We typically would get to Newark and just turn around and come back and not ride up through Newark, through the neighborhoods and things. That trail continues on up along this Route 16, you'll see here. All right, well, without further ado, I'm going to kick off the video. I wanted to highlight exactly where this trail is, how you can get there. Northeast of Columbus, Ohio, there are hotels in the area. Pretty sure in Newark there is a Holiday Inn Express, one of my favorites. So one day you could do this trail, the T. Evans Rail Trail, and maybe the next day do the Black Hand Gorge Trail. Highly, highly recommend that one. So thanks for coming again, guys. Look forward. We have a whole new season. We're gonna cover the trails and the trips we didn't do in 2020 will be rolled onto this season, which is approximately 6 videos. And then I'm gonna supplement up to another 6 videos with new stuff. So stay tuned and click that little bell so you get notified when I do post videos, and click subscribe, click that, and click the like button. And thanks, and we'll see you next time. Okay, here we are. You can see we're just coming out of winter. First ride of the season, 2021. T.J. Evans Bike Trail, Johnstown to Newark. Here's the ham. And you see Carol back there. She's going to catch up. Now, this section of trail coming out of Johnstown is all brand new pavement. You can see here we got countryside, beautiful countryside. And when I first started riding this trail 30 years ago, wow. There was nothing here but cornfields, soybean fields, and cow pasture. And now you can see a lot of retirees live in this neighborhood off to my left here. A lot of older folks, retired age folks. And you can see they have excellent access to the trail, so they can try to stay fit. Another nice little neighborhood there. But here we're cruising along. We're probably going about 15 miles an hour here on this piece. And they even put ballast along the sides of the trail. Some nice crushed limestone. So they're doing it right, and I believe the intention is to get this fully repaved all the way down to Newark. Here's my lovely wife Carol, and
We got her outfitted with all matching stuff, of course. We're riding the Trek Multi-Treks. They do not make those anymore, but I know Giant and Specialized are also making a similar bike like these. Go back and watch my video preparing for your rail trail trips. It's a whole video on the bikes, how I prep for the trips, and I showcase our bikes and if you could find something similar out there. Of course, we have our saddlebags loaded with gear. Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful ravine here. There's a beautiful property we're coming up on out here in the countryside. There's a young man on his motorbike, his trail bike. And you see what a beautiful property they have. On either side of the property, they have these beautiful creek beds and these ravines running through that are just spectacular. What a great place to just take a nice little walk. But you can see here in central Ohio, we have beautiful countryside. We have some rolling hills, some great property. If you want to get out and start homesteading like we are in terms of growing some of your own food, this is the place to do it, guys. Look at that beautiful property. Now my wife says that there is called a she shed for the wife, and she can go out there and do her plants and have her own little space. Here's Ham again. Yeah, we're having a good time. It feels so good to be outside, I tell you. You got the fresh air. You can see there by the puddling we have had some heavy rains in the previous weeks, some high winds, some windstorms. That it's starting to calm down. We're getting on into late March. Now this is one of the most beautiful farms along the trail. It is huge. It's probably been in this family for 3 or 4 generations. And what you see coming up there, guys, that green, and I'm going to show you the more advanced stage here. This is called winter wheat. It's planted in the fall, and it starts to sprout in late fall, and then it completes its cycle. Hello. And it's nice. Okay, here we are. How many miles are we into the trail, Carol?
5, I think.
5 miles.
4 something, 5, almost 5 miles.
So we're almost to Granville from Johnstown. What do you think of the trail?
I love this trail. This trail is nostalgic. This is the first trail Alan took me on, and we have done this trail many times with our little ones. So
how many years ago?
Too many to count.
27 years ago, guys. Almost 3 decades ago. This was also over 30 years ago was where this is the first rail trail I ever rode when I was still finishing school.
So it's nostalgic when we do this one.
Yeah, it's really nostalgic. This bench we have sat on several times. We've been down this trail with our kids when I was pulling them in a bike trailer. Mm-hmm. We've been down this trail where we've carried a cooler in our bike trailer and stuff and done a picnic. There's a big park up ahead we'll show you where we did a little barbecue and took the kids to ice cream. By that time they were on their own bicycles though. So you can see how beautiful the countryside is.
And it's a beautiful day finally in Ohio.
It's right. We came out last weekend to ride. We made it a mile and we were freezing. It was in the low 60s?
Supposedly. It felt more like 50. It was really cold.
Right, and once you get going and there was a breeze coming from the north.
And there was no sun. So
right.
It was way too cold.
And we just said we're going to end up with being cold. So sometimes it doesn't always work out, but we are out again this weekend giving it another go. So.
And it's perfect today.
It's perfect. All right, we'll see you at the next stop.
Bye.
Now here we are at one of our famous stops along this trail. This was an old foundation of the giant water tower. They'd pump water up from the Rocky Fork Creek down below there. And as the engines came up the upgrade going back to Johnstown and towards Delaware, you see the beautiful creek. They would stop there and take on more water so they can keep their steam up. Beautiful, beautiful area. just the little grasses and the little wildflowers starting to come up right along the creek. Now here is the giant playground that they put in about when our kids were born. And we spent many a time stopping at this playground and walking across the road to this little park where they had picnic tables and access to the creek to fish. And you can see the wildflowers coming up here. Carol's going over there to take some photos for her YouTube channel, Thrifty Chic Housewife, and do an Instagram post. It's a perfect place to do one there. The backdrop of the yellow. Now that's, you would think those are dandelions. Those are actually a wild violet that has yellow blooms. Very, very rare. They're just everywhere. Beautiful, beautiful day.
Okay, here we are. Stop number 2.
This little park on the outskirts of Granville, it holds wonderful memories for us. We've done lots of picnics here with our little kids, or our kids when they were little, and there's a playground across the way if you hear little ones in the background.
Fancy playground. Looks like a big castle.
Yeah, it's really cool. Anyway, like we said before, it's nostalgic. This trail is nostalgic, so lots of great memories here.
That's right. So when we started coming on this trail with the kids, that they just had built that play park.
Yeah.
Back there. So yeah, they had, looks like they put a fence around the play area because we want to not keep an eye on our own kids. We have to put up a fence to keep them in the play area. Anyway, we never had that when our kids were little, but anyway, so yeah, overall, what do you rate the trail? It was brand new paved coming from Johnstown south to Granville.
Sections of it they've repaved, and it's
Yeah.
really nice. Other sections need to be paved.
Right.
But overall, it's good.
Yeah, it's good. We are running along the Rocky Fork Creek, which is beautiful. I'll try to get some more shots of that on the way back. But yeah, we're just on the outskirts of Granville. We're going to start heading back north. We did 10 miles one way, so we'll be doing a 20-mile round trip. However, heading back to Johnstown is a slight upgrade. That ought to be fun.
Who planned this way?
I think I'm going to take my sweatpants off. Right.
He planned it that way.
We wanted to start in Johnstown because we hadn't gone from Johnstown in so long. It's probably been at least 8 years. And I think it's been 3 years since we've done this stretch of trail south of Alexandria, right? So it's been a while. We thought we'd hit this. We haven't been here for a few years doing new trails. So that's basically it. Do you have anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Yeah.
All right, here we are headed back to Johnstown, and with the beautiful Rocky Fork Creek next to us. Nice and smooth. You can see this is a older part of the trail, but it's still nice and smooth. It's in really good condition. This beautiful old farmstead on the right side here, probably from the 40s, maybe the 20s or 30s. More beautiful countryside there. You can see how it's a nice deep creek, so there's several deep spots along the way you can fish in. Now here's one of the beautiful homes that sits along the trail. There's several of these properties. I wanted to capture one of them for you, sitting up on the hill. Now it's been there since I rode this trail 30 years ago. Another farm that's been there, that looks like something from the early 1900s maybe, judging by the farmhouse. This is the creepy haunted house that's been there for as long as I've ridden this trail. And now, finally, it's really decrepit now. It doesn't have windows, and you can see it's a total creep show. The kids used to get scared when we'd ride past here.
Whew. That was an
Upgrade.
upgrade, folks, coming back from Granville. We're, I don't know, what do you say, a little less than 5 miles before we get back to the car.
Yeah.
And Carol's struggling, guys. I had to put back the tow rope and pull her uphill.
Yeah.
We rode past some Black Angus cattle back there, and I let some of the city slickers, they had stopped to take pictures. I'm sure they thought they were milk cows. And I said, yeah, those are going to be steaks in about 3 months. Black Angus steaks. Yeah, so you come out here in the country, guys, and you know, science matters when it comes to milk cows or steers. Right? The boy cows can't make milk. They can only be meat. What have you got to say?
It's just a pretty day, and it's been a great ride.
Yeah, it's been a great ride. It's just, if you guys do make this trip, which I recommend, if you like to ride upgrade at the first leg of your ride, you definitely want to start in Granville. Right, and then go up to Johnstown and then back, because it's a nice downgrade on the way there, down to Granville. And a lot of areas you can just coast.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you when we get back to the parking lot.
Bye.
Here we are back at the parking lot. We got a shelter house now, a bike repair station with the pump. A lot of upgrades since I came here 30 years ago, where it was just a circular gravel drive or parking area. Hey, thanks for coming along for the ride today, guys, and we'll see you on the next video.